when you come into the other parts of the province?
I thought it was fantastic. It's great to see rugby at that level being played at County Mayo, and when you consider you've had two junior into pros here in recent times as well, you know, it's a big sea change in regard to the game. And you know what? There's a lot of good footballers here in Mayo. There's a good few of them who could play rugby for Connacht and at a higher level.
Yeah, well, it was great seeing guys like Conor Murray and the guys of Bundyaki and Castlecourt. So listen, I'm going to hand over to you to make your address to the Westport Rugby Club for their centenary year. Declan Madden, everyone.
I have to get this thing at the right height. They're okay, Brilliant? Yeah, okay? Yeah. Okay, fine. Evening all. Thank you for your patience waiting for me. I feel I could be in the graveyard session here now after the dinner, so stay with me for a small while. Stay awake, please. Anyway, President of Westport RFC, John. Representative Connacht Rugby, Representative President Padraig Moran. Captains of Westport RFC, Brenda McLaughlin and Aisling Brown. The members of Westport RFC, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Just want to say at the outset, what an evening, what a room, what a spectacle you put on here. The way you've turned yourselves on, well done. I want to congratulate the winners of all the awards, including Conor, the late arrival, whatever he was up to. And also as well, a special mention for Lily Brady, who won her AIL medal with UL Pose. A fantastic team. John, many thanks for your kind invitation to Ger and I to attend your Westport RFC 100, your centenary dinner here in the Castlecourt Hotel. We're delighted to be here tonight to celebrate with you and to honour your club. I understand it's 20 years since you had the last IRFU president here, so well done. You're getting two, so the second one, so not too bad. As President today, IRFU in its 150th year, it's a milestone year, it's a very special year. I'm honoured to be here in Westport. This 150th year of the Union is a special year, a year of celebrating rugby, with so many clubs celebrating their 50th, 100th and 150s. It's really a special time, and you know, it's amazing how and the 150th year of the Union, those hundreds and 50s, and you know, it says, you know, every time there's a 50 or 100, new clubs arrive, so it's a really special time. In the year that's in it, it has been exceptionally busy. I'm here in Westport tonight, and I'm well travelled across Connacht at this stage. I was in Castlecourt last weekend, celebrating their 140th. They were great hosts. And Kevin McGinn is here, President of Castlecourt. Thank you, Kevin, again for your warm reception in Castlecourt and looking after us so well. I have been to Sligo for the Connacht referees dinner. I was in UCG for their 150s, and mind you, I was down in Dunmore and Craig's for their 50s. These are only a small number of the celebrations and dinners that I have attended this season. The year has been exceptionally busy, however, that's enough of that. I'm here tonight for Westport. It's your special night, your 100th, so I'm here to talk about Westport and your president. I find it amazing that clubs outside of Dublin are reluctant to ask the President of the IRFU to attend special events and clubs. I'm happy to be here tonight, and why wouldn't I? I'm a club man like most of you here. I'm out of Garryowen in Limerick. You're entitled to ask. It may not always be possible, but I have done my best to get to as many clubs as possible. In fairness to John, he got his spake in, as they say in Limerick. He got it in early. Last August, to be precise. We got the date in the diary and I'm here. The President and I refuse not to preserve the clubs inside the M50. The President of the IRFU should be there for all clubs, big and small. I want to congratulate your President, and I'm going to give him his full title, John Little Ryan, on attaining the office of President in your special 100th year. I know John from Garryowen, and in fairness, Westport chose wisely. John is a great guy, a decent human being, and a great representative for the club in its 100th year. John, a Tipperary man, played with Clanwilliam, his hometown club. Also played with Garryowen in the company of some greats who are here tonight. We have Keith Wood and Nicola. And Paul Cunningham. It says a lot for John that these guys come to cover to be here. John, unfortunately you missed out on me as a partner in the front row, as I was slightly overage. I believe in trial opportunity and love, of course, Ashley lured him away from the green fields of Limerick and Tipperary to the wild and rugged beauty of County Mayo. Arriving at Westport RFC via Ballina RFC, a fairly circuitous journey, John. John, you have made your home here in the community of this great town and area. As expected, you were warmly welcomed by Westport RFC. Being president of this club is a great honour for you and your family, many of whom are with us this evening. Well done and congratulations. I have a small story. John, as you all know, is a chemical engineer. He's the man who's after writing a book, an artist, a writer. He's done a great job in your 100th book. A man who might use a pseudonym. John, who was a fine back row forward in his day and part of a very fine Garryowen team. However, to relate my little story, Garryowen played a massive Old Wesley team in around 1995 in Dublin, resulting in a big win and contention for the IL. This was on a Saturday. The following day, those who did not play in Old Wesley and the subs were due to play Water Park in Waterford in a Munster Junior League game. To say that the Garryowen lads celebrated that win of the night was an understatement. They gave it holly, the lot of them, including your president. The following morning, Mick Delaney from Water Park contacted Garryowen to everyone's relief to say that the match was off. The pitch was flooded due to heavy rain. At 2:30 p.m, the phone rang again in Doradine, again from Water Park to know where was the Garryowen team. It was a great day down in Waterford. They had no Mick Delaney in Water Park. To this day, the matter remains a mystery as to who was Mick Delaney from Water Park. As I said, a writer often uses a pseudonym. There was and is a prime suspect, but the mystery caller Mick Delaney has never been conclusively identified. The case remains open. You can guess who. I want to congratulate Liz Brady on her special and well-merited Recognition Volunteer Award Medal. This was a one-off initiative to recognise all volunteers past and present. It was a successful event We must always remember our volunteers and clubs are the rock of the organisation. I know this quite well as I was our mentor in the RFU mentoring programme. Liz is a great woman and past president of this club. Liz, I am very proud of you and your achievements and what you have done for Westport RFC. Well done. Also, we should not forget Michael Cunningham, who was a colleague of mine in the IRFU. Michael is a past president of Connacht 2007-2008 and also had the distinction of representing Westport and Connacht so well on the IRFU committee. Well done and thank you, Michael. Also want to mention Joe McGovern, president of Connacht, 1992-93, and Stephen Walsh in 78-79. Stephen, I believe, is the uncle of Aisling Ryan. Both past presidents of Connacht branch, and I believe they were fantastic representatives for this club and community. I need to mention a name here, but unfortunately the individual is not present. I'm sure he's a man that would have liked to have been here for this auspicious occasion, and in fact he only attends auspicious occasions. A Westport man, and believe it or not, former president and chairman of Wanderers Football Club, past president of Leinster, former member of the RFU committee, and from his Facebook I quote, an avid golfer on both Irish and European golf courses. Michael Aka Mickey Mac McLaughlin. I know that Mickey is very proud of his Westport heritage and Westport RFC, and I know he's been a great supporter. I know his cousin John is here with us tonight. John, you might pass on our birthday wishes to Mickey, who celebrated his 80th yesterday in Midtown Golf Club with a large attendance there. So you can guess. I think he's a bit strung out after the big birthday party yesterday, that's why he wasn't here. I congratulate Westport RFC on reaching its 100 continuous year of participation in our great game. Westport RFC, founded in 1925, thanks to the effort of Joe Gill, who had developed a fondness of rugby at school in Dublin, no doubt at Blackrock and Trinity. I have discovered in my travels and research, and not surprisingly, that most rugby clubs started after a drinking session in a pub late at night, when somebody comes up with the bright idea of starting a rugby club. It's true. Westport's version is a bit sanitised, but I reckon Joe Gill in 1924 got a few of the lads into the pub, filled them with liquor, and hey presto, a club is born. I'm not going to give you a talk on the history of the book, it's all in the book, by J.B. Ryan, Westport RFC, celebrating 100 years, launched to great fanfare last February. And I'm sorry, John, I missed that. Anyway, it was a very strategic launch, avoiding the competition of a congested Christmas market and competition with Johnny Sexton's Obsess. Fergal Roof's Rags to Riches, John Scally's Together Standing Tall, and Blood and Thunder by Liam O'Callaghan. So John, very, very smart move to avoid all that market. Get them out, the sales out there. I commend you on the publication of the history of your club. It is due recognition of the work and contribution of your people who have shaped your club, the volunteers that have gone before, and a line in the sand as you face what we hope will be a great future. Rugby clubs are all about people, and history is mostly about the people who make it all happen. The administrators, the volunteers, the players. There are always a few who really get stuck in, providing leadership and direction, special people with a vision. The rugby is important, but clubs should not be defined by trophies. Fundamentally, clubs are about community and fun. The community of like-minded people who love the game and come together to ensure its survival in those communities it serves. A couple of names need special mention. Joe McGovern is one. I understand he is with us tonight. Joe epitomises what a true clubman is. Selfless, giving everything for the love of the game, to the point of putting up his own money to secure the present land where your outstanding facilities, all weather pitch, lights, etc. and clubhouse now stand at Carrow Holly. Thank you, Joe. I also want to mention Dermot Ruddy, who was the main architect in building your underage and women's structure. Thank you, Dermot. And of course, it would be remiss of me not to mention Michael Heenahan and all he has done for this club. And of course, I have to mention Charlie Lydon, who was capped for Ireland against Scotland in 1956, a great honour also for Westport RFC. Westport is a vibrant, diverse, inclusive and welcoming club. The club fields 3 adult teams, 2 men and 1 women's team. The men play in Connacht 1B and finished third in that division. In 2023 there were Junior Cup winners. Hopefully, guys, you'll get back to that scale of competition again and bring back another cup in the early course. The women play in Connacht Junior and we're mid-table, but you know, when I see the participation here tonight from your women's section, I can see great times and a great future for women's rugby in Westport. It's a great game for the girls. Girls, keep it going. Now, I think this is the really strong piece. You feed 9 youth teams, 6 boys and 3 girls, and have 200 minis registered. Rory Lyons was captain of the Ireland under-18 last season. Erin O'Toole was captain of the under-18 Six Nations last season. Well done to them both. And the girls from the Sacred Heart School won the National X7s competition under 16. Comprised of players entirely out of Westport RFC. And I believe those girls in Westport RFC colours also won the Connacht League and were picked in the semi-final of the Cup. Well done, girls. Every club is important to the IRFU, big and small. We have to spread our net wide. While the Leinster school system is seen as the main conveyor belt for Irish talent, let's not forget Keelan Doris started in Ballina, Tyke Funnel in New Ross, Robbie Hinshaw at Loan, and Josh van der Fleer in Wicklow, and many more came from small clubs up and down this island. Every club has the possibility of producing a star. We cannot rely on one pathway to do it all. So Westport RFC, thank you for every volunteer in Westport for the time and commitment they give to your club and our game, and what they and your club provide for the young people of Westport and the broader community from Achill to Lewisburg to Lanarn. Without that commitment, we would not have the vibrant club structure that we have here in Westport. And I should mention also Castlecourt. Just want to mention the sponsors of Westport RFC, indeed all sponsors. They're a vital piece of the architecture of any club. Thank you, sponsors, and thank you as well to the hotel here tonight, who I know are sponsors as well of the club and great supporters Thank you for all you do for rugby in the area. The referees themselves are mentioned. I know Westport has 2 registered referees, Joe O'Donnell and Marek Palshamuk. Whether we love or hate referees, they must be given due respect. This is really important. They are hard to recruit. Why would anyone do a job knowing the abuse that might go with it? Respect is one of our core values. We must respect referees. We must protect them. Abusers and clubs must be called out. The RFU cannot police this. It is clubs who are best placed to deal with it. It is really, really important part of everything we do in rugby. Respect. The values of our game are most important. Those values of respect, inclusivity, integrity and excellence and fun are much admired by people in other sporting codes. They attract sponsors and support from business and people who want to be associated with rugby. I know that Westport RFC will continue to uphold those values in our modern multicultural society. I'm almost finished, guys. I have one small little duty to perform here. We have a pennant from the RFU for Westport RFC. It's a pennant we've given to every club up and down the country to celebrate the 150th year of the Union. So John, if you would step forward, I'd like to present you with the pennant. So just to finish, John, thank you for having us here tonight. I wish you well as for President for the remaining of your years in office. Best wishes to Westport RFC. You have a bright future, you have a great club, you have great ideas. Congratulations again on your 100. Thank you for listening, have a great night, and thank you also to the hotel for the wonderful need that they've provided us tonight. Thank you.
Give up for the hour.